All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's morning market review. Um, in just a few minutes, we'll be kicking off the meeting proper. So just want to welcome us and let us know that we'll be starting shortly. Just give us like 4 minutes so that we can also wait for others so that they'll not miss out in what's going to happen for today's meeting. And I was trying to check GBP this morning, it's a fundamental, but when the time comes, we'll talk about it. Right, so just the next 3 minutes, we start trading. Thank you all. All right. Once again, good morning, everyone. My name is Gabriel Urito from the Abuja office. I bid us greetings. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I hope we've all been having a very peaceful week. This week is full of peeps. I smell it. Hi, good morning, Mr. Akano. Uh, nice to have you online. Right. So we'll be taking this morning market review. We have here the prophet, which is me, and we have the bishop, which is the archbishop of market, also come and give you what to trade. So, but now go straight to let's quickly go straight to what we have. Majorly, we'll be doing. We'll first check what fundamental has in store for us. Okay, please, if you can see my screen, just help me to type yes in the chat box. I see my screen. Yeah. All right, that's good. That's good. I think I'll need more response to be sure. All right, all right. Everyone is good there. Okay, so now, before we dive into buy, sell, let's quickly check what's most likely going to happen fundamentally for today. And yesterday was flat. Yeah, very flat. There was no really major fundamental event. But today, this morning now, a news just came out for GBP by 8 o'clock this morning. And you can see that it is a mixed data. For those that knows how to trade fundamental, you have bad, good, and neutral. Now, climate account change is just the same thing as unemployment claims, right? So it measures the numbers of people that lose their job for the first time, and they are filing for insurance. That's just like numbers of people that the government will be paying after they lose their job, right? So the numbers is actually increasing, which is bad for the economy, right? Changing number of people claiming unemployment-related benefits during the previous month, okay? And also the next one, you see average earnings index. This one came out good, measuring the change in the price businesses and government pay for labor, right? Which means that there is actually an improvement in wages for laborers in uh, that particular economy, which is GDP. And unemployment rate, you can see there is neither good nor bad, right? So measuring the total percentage of people that actually don't have job, right? And we can see that there's no change currently, no change. So this is a mixed data. If I'm to be very conservative, I will not be trading this news. Rather, I would look out for more of technical trade than fundamental, right? Now, going further, you see, another news you can see, this one is showing low impact news, but I believe we should move the market actually. That's the one coming out 11 o'clock for Euro. And you can see we have employment change, we have flash GDP, where GDP, that's gross domestic product. That is an high impact news that we'll be looking out for. And in as much as it's showing as low impact here, yeah, also the socio-economic sentiment for those that love the 30, you need to look out for this news because I think I've been trading this news, but not frequently. Yeah, I've been trading it and it's have more effect on D30 and Euro itself. Okay, so but for today, the major news we're actually looking out for is CPI. CPI simply means Consumer Price Index. Those that doesn't know what CPI is all about, now CPI is an indicator that can be used to measure if there is inflation in the economy. All right, that's why it is called Consumer Price Index. Consumer Price Index. Now, looking at this news is coming out by 2:30 p.m. today and is affecting the US dollar. The US dollar, okay? Is affecting the US dollar. It's affecting the US dollar, and I'm very sure you don't want to miss it. Well, we'll be trading it live in the Abuja office. So if you are online and you are in Abuja, okay, find your way to the office so that you can make some small pips to cover for your transport while going back. Okay, now let's quickly check some few things here. You see, over time, this guy has been like this. Neutral, good, bad, changing the price of goods purchased by consumers. Uh, in this data, you see, we have 1, 2, 3 coming out at the same time. One thing about all this fundamental event is for the fact that you can have like 3, 4, 5 fundamental events coming out at the same time. At the same time. Okay, you can have like 3, 4, 5 fundamentals coming out at the same time, for one particular instrument, and at the end of the day, you are going to have a mixed data. Okay. Now, the good thing is, in some scenarios, if they all comes out good, price goes in one direction. If they all comes out bad, price also goes in one direction. But if they are mixed, where you have one good, one bad, one neutral. You don't really have a clear direction for that. Okay, so this is the major news we'll be focusing on for today. CPI, CPI. All right. Okay, and for Wednesday, also, you have high impact news for AUD and the Chinese economy. Chinese economy have industrial production. Now, you need to look out for this news because China is a producing economy whereby now they are more of consuming economy in terms of oil. So, what the outcome of this industrial production will determine whether they really, really consume much more oil or not. Okay. And you can see other news data that we have here. Okay. Wednesday, 8 o'clock, you have CPI for GBP, CPI for GBP by 8 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. The same Wednesday, we have PPI for US dollar and Empire State. Now, look at this scenario. You have core PPI, retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, PPI, and retail sales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 news coming out at the same time. Now, you see, this is clear. It's going to be mixed, obviously, except everything came out good or bad. If not, expect a mixed data. And when it is mixed, don't forget, there's no clear direction for price. So more of what you can do is to let the noise in the market reduce before you pick a buy or a sell. All right. And Thursday for AUD, you can see we have employment change and unemployment rate. And that same Thursday, you have unemployment claims for the US dollar, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, Fed Manufacturing Index, same time, and USD, you have industrial production coming out by 3:15, coming out by 3:15. All right. So uh, Friday, you have retail sales month over month, month over month. All right. So these are the data we are expecting for this week. But for today, don't forget we have CPI. All right. Now we can go to our chart and check what has been happening, what is happening, what is going to happen, so that we can know how to trade price movement. Okay. You can only make money when you know the movement of price. So let's quickly check. Check. Now, the first instrument is going to be GBP USD. And this GBP USD, why am I taking it? Because of the news that just came out. Okay. Now, I'm expecting this guy. Now, in as much as the news came out mixed, our expectation for GBP USD is for the fact that GBP USD should try and find its way up to this point. Then anything from here, I should expect the same thing over time, because this has been more like a resistance for price. So if it gets here, it should pull back. It gets here, it should pull back. And in as much as it's looking like it has touched 21 moving average. Okay, so for some of us that are new in the market, on the morning market review, I'll be saying some things you might not really be familiar with, but I'll try and explain so that we are all on the same page. Right now, over time, you see, let me change the 4 hours time frame so that you understand. Look at this guy. This guy fell to this point here and is trying to retrace, right? Now, the law of Fibonacci retracement is when price goes in a particular direction, at least let there be a 50% retracement, okay? At least. Now, this guy has gotten to 38.2 from my up here down to this point, 38.2. Now, anything that makes it to get to 50, and you can say 50 is coinciding with this resistance area here. I put a line here, somewhere around there. You see, it's more like a resistance zone. So anything between 50, 60, price should fall back. Price should fall back. But then now, because of CPI coming out later this afternoon, I'll be very skeptical to trade GBP USD. All right, in as much as yes, it's looking like it's going up, but eventually, even if this guy should go up, if it should go up, I'm expecting it to fall back down. I'm expecting it to fall back down. So now, what should I do on GBP USD? What I can do on GBP USD is that I'll need to wait. Okay, if I'm now, I should be looking out to sell. If you buy, good, but ensure that you take out your profit at before 50 retracement level. And if you are looking out to sell, anything from 1.23 thousand, okay, because that's more like a price figure where we have support and resistance, anything 1.23000, you can start selling GBP USD. But remember that CPI is coming out. CPI can make GBP USD to either go up or to come down. So the outcome of the fundamental determine price movement for GBP USD by 2:30. All right. So now, most advisably, more of what you want to do is tends to wait for reactions from the market. If price gets to resistance, you sell. If price gets to support, you buy. But you need to be careful so that you are not hooked in a trade before CPI. All right. So let me quickly go back to my 1 hour time frame. If you are looking at buying this guy, remember you can decide to buy, put your take profit before 50 retracement level here, before 50 retracement level. And those are ones to look out to sell. If you want to look out to sell, anything from 1.22701, you can decide to start selling this guy, or rather below my 21 moving average, I can decide to start selling it 1.22628. Then I can decide to start selling it. All right. Now that's GBP USD on the row, GBP USD on the row, and let's see. In as much as most of our entries, we need to be very, very careful. We need to be very, very careful. Okay, somebody is asking which of the support should you buy at? Now, is it weak, proven, or verified? Very, very simple. Okay. Now, which of the support are you expected to be buying? Now, there are some supports. You see, even if you see untested or weak, you need to be very, very careful because they can make price to actually change direction. Later, that week will now become a verified resistance. Okay. So now more of what you do. You see this one currently showing untested resistance. This one showing untested resistance. This guy, you need to be very careful with it, right? In as much as it's showing untested resistance, price can easily break it. Price can easily break it. So you don't want to just take chances. You don't want to take chances on that because price can easily break the resistance. That's untested resistance. But then the law of support and resistance is for the fact that when price gets to a resistance, you're expecting to fall. When price gets to support, you're expecting it to bounce back, right? Now, but then there are some resistance that are much stronger than other resistance, okay? And how do you recognize those kind of resistance? Now, that's why most times, you see, higher time frame will give you a more verified and proven support or resistance, okay? A more verified or proven support or resistance. Now, on my 4 hours time frame, you can see this resistance is showing what? Weak resistance. Showing weak resistance, showing that regardless of what has happened before, which is somewhere around here, price broke it. Now, this was its resistance but not support. But when price was coming back, it did not even look at the face. Price did not look at the face. Let me change my charts. Okay, good. Still on my right. Then I have the line. Let me put the line here. Let me about the beat. I put the line here. Looking at what happened here. This area was supposed to be a support for price while it was coming back. Because if you notice, you see this sharp move here. This sharp move is as a result of a fundamental. This happens on Friday. Yeah, this was, yeah, I think Friday. So now this is as a result of what? A fundamental. You see the way fundamental just put price up. Now, it didn't even respect this resistance here, right? You see the way it just broke it. Now, by breaking it, it did not even come back to retest, nothing like a retest. Because anytime price break a support or a resistance, you are looking out for a retest, right? Okay, but there's no retest here. It just went up, came down. Now, here, this is somewhere around here currently. You see this shadow here and this place here. This is looking like the support for price because immediately price got there.
They use telegraphic movement.
APC members. Everyone. APC members. Okay. Okay, I think I've muted everyone. All right. Sorry for the distractions. All right, let's continue, please. Okay. So now, just like I was saying, now this was supposed to be a resistance for price before. Hold on. Okay. This was supposed to be a resistance for price before, but then you see another zone here, which was supposed to be a support also. Then looking at the next level, which is supposed to be somewhere around here, you see, good. Now, you see, first level, second level, third level, right? But then price broke the first level. Now, it came down to the second level, struggled a bit, and it looked for the third level. Now, how was I able to really identify all these guys? It's based on what has happened in the past. You see, it's just past we are looking out for. And price came back to the third level here. If I'm to look out for another level, my other level of support is going to be somewhere around here, like this, somewhere around here, like this. So this will be my other level of support. You see? So something like this now. So if price can easily break this guy, I'm expecting it to come back here. Now, most likely, if it did not stop here, then the last area for this guy is going to be somewhere around here. Like this. So now, if I ask you, where is the best place for me to buy? Okay, I think it's going to be more of this GBP USD, the one that the news just came out for. So where is the best place to buy? Let me quickly see. Okay, now before you answer the question, okay, so I have a first thumb up here. Okay, this is the first level, right? That's the first level. Then good. Now, this is the first level. Okay. So where should I be buying from on GBP USD? Okay, who is going to answer that question for me? Where should I be buying from on GBP USD? Yeah. Okay, I'm still waiting for us. So where? Is it at the first level, the first level, second level, third level, or the last level of support? Okay, I hope we can all see my screen very well. Nobody wants to answer the question. Okay, Mr. Yashin, I should buy at the strong support, which is the last level. Anthony's second level, third level for now. Okay. All right, now let me quickly show you something here so that you understand very well. where to be buying and where to be selling, most times people just jump into trade and they'll be hooked. You know that somebody would have entered a sell from here, based on the fact that this was a resistance, right? But with what is happening currently, it's looking like price has broken it. It's looking like it. Okay. Now, the best place if I'm to sell, either I selling at this Fibonacci retracement level, which is around 61.8. Now, remember I said if you want to buy, you close your buy before 50 retracement level. Okay? Because when price gets to 50, there is opportunity for price to be rejected. There's opportunity for price to be rejected. Okay. So now, if price is rejected downward, which means that there are two things here. It's either price start coming back from 50 retracement level, or price start coming back from 61.8 retracement level. All right. These are areas of what? Resistance for price. These are areas of resistance for price. Let me zoom out a bit. All right. So now, over time, looking at what has been happening, we all know that GBP USD, Euro USD, these guys are more of downtrend, right? Okay, so look at this channel here. Look at this channel here. And all right. So now, if price can successfully break 61.8, then price is coming to somewhere around here, up here, like this. So now, you as a trader, how do you identify all these things? What do you look out for actually? Now, the truth is this, right? Now, if there is going to be a major fundamental, now for me, if there's going to be a major fundamental, that day I don't really do much of any buy or sell until fundamental comes. Okay, because it is most conservative for me because of the kind of trader I am. I'm a swing trader, and I don't just pick buy or sell. I want to ensure that I'm seeing the eventuality of price, what price will do eventually. Now, regardless of what is happening currently, I'm not bothered, but I am more bothered about what price will do eventually. What will you do? As you are going up now, eventually, where will you go? Will you still be going up or you are coming down? You understand? So traders need to start looking out for eventuality of price. Eventually, what will you do? Okay. So now, with what is happening, eventually, there are two things. Price will most likely going to fall eventually. Now, okay, because the news data that came out was good and it was bad. So you have mixed data, which was good and bad. And one thing I've noticed about price is price always responds to the two. It goes in one direction first, then it picks the other direction later. So now on our 1 hour time frame, you can see how this guy has pulled up. So anything from here, you see, 50 or 61.8 retracement level, expect price to start coming down. Expect price to start coming down. So it is safer. Now, for those that have placed buy already, it is safer for you to close your buy from anywhere from 1.23022. 1.23022 is safer for you to close your buy before 50 retracement level. All right. So now, for this instrument, if you want to trade it, some of us don't want to really listen to the analysis part. You're after the price figures. Just give me buy, give me sell. But remember, it is knowledge that will give you profit. You can't escape it, right? So you want values. Now, if price can break 61.8 retracement level, then price should ride on to 1.24228. So, because you see, this is a sell zone, right? So I'll be putting a buy above the sell zone, a buy above the sell zone. All right. So the buy entry, Princeway. Princeway, you only came for the class. Okay. 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 All right, all right. Well, for those that want the entries, we'll give you entries, don't worry, there are entries. You even get entries, you'll just be smiling, you'll be tired. All right. So now I'm going to put a buy stop above my sell zone here because this anything make from this point that price is. If you are in a buy trade, I think you should be thinking of closing your buy trade right now. You should be thinking of closing it. All right. And for those that wants to sell, you see this zone here, this zone that I marked here, where my cursor is currently, this zone. Anything that makes price to enter this zone, just place yourself. Now, let me check the strength of USD against GBP. Let's see what's going to happen. Right now, GBP is way stronger than USD currently. And actually, I'm expecting that news. Please, analysis before entry. Okay, now. All right. So actually, I'm expecting the news to come out bad for US dollar, which means that uh, that news that will be released for dollar later this afternoon by 2:30, I'm expecting it to be bad. Now, if you check very well for those that have been trading for a while, now last year, October, November, December, it's more like the same scenario that happened for US dollar. Most of the data coming out were coming out bad. Were coming out bad. You can see NFP is a clear example that most of the data that will be released for this month might be bad for dollar. Okay, but we'll keep our fingers crossed and we'll check. We'll get to see the outcome of the data by the time they are released. All right. So for my buy stop, for those looking for entry, remember this is a sell zone, right? So be looking out to what? To sell this guy. Be looking out to sell it, right? Now, for those that wants to buy, I won't be giving you buy in the sell zone, but let it be above the sell zone. So my buy entry is at 1.23435, sorry, 1.23435, and my take profit at 1.23600. Yeah, 1.23600. Buy entry at 1.23435 and take profit at 1.23600. Okay, so if you are looking out to sell, let's go below this zone here to be safer. Right. So after this, I'll just hand over to my bishop so that he can also give us so we can open our eyes to some things that we have not seen before. So for my sell entry, this place is kind of tricky to trade, but looking at if price will fall, then anything from here. Okay. For my sell entry, I'll be looking at 1.22727, 1.22727, and take profit at 1.22503. Entry for sell 1.22727 and take profit at 1.22503. All right. So thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Great, thank you. All right, so the bishop is in the house, so I'm handing over. All right, see you guys later.
All right. Good morning once again, everyone. Trust you are having a wonderful time here on this particular platform. And I'm sure you've been able to pick one or two things, right? Okay, someone said, don't you think we should stay away from USD pair till after the news? Actually, that's not a bad idea. Mr. Yashim, morning, sir. Yes, it's not a bad idea actually, because dollar can become unpredictable right now. And when I mean unpredictable, I mean I don't really expect dollar to gain strength. If you notice, last week Friday for NFP, right, upper week Friday for NFP, just before the news, like 3-4 hours before the news, dollar was high. All of a sudden, it just started pumping down, and which was very bad, right? So it can become unpredictable. Meanwhile, we don't know the direction, but it's looking like it's going to be bad for dollar. But I'm looking more of a range. That means it's going to be neutral. The possibility of the news giving dollar strength is slim. The possibility of the news taking out strength from dollar, making dollar weak, is also kind of slim because the US from the last time Joe Biden was speaking, that's the FOMC, it was very, very hawkish. That means it gives dollar some strength. They are not looking at slowing down hiking rates yet, just to curb inflation. Hence, they wouldn't want the news to be bad. But if it cannot be good, it cannot be bad, it most likely can be neutral. So I'm expecting a mixed data for CPI for today. Right. So, Mr. Libode, good. Yeah, we're going to look at some of this stuff. So let's see what we can do before 9. Let's look at the gold. Now, I like looking at doing my analysis properly, like doing my due diligence. Support and resistance, very key. But you see, a lot of us don't know how to use support resistance. For example, let me ask, have you used support? Have you used support, bought that support before and price didn't buy? Before, it had been buying from that support, then you buy from support at that time, it didn't buy. And have you sold from resistance? You see, identify a resistance point and you sell from that resistance point and price did not sell. Kept going up, bust it and just go. So if you've been in that situation before, I know you must have been in that situation countless times. Now, I have been there before too. Not until when I started understanding the right perspective to support and resistance. Sometimes you want to fight with the market. What we are doing is a war. We are fighting with the market. You want to fight and you come with a knife, but the market comes with a gun. So the market will obviously win, catch you unaware. Now, let's match what the market is doing. There's a right perspective to trading this market. First of all, that thing you are trading, do you even understand it? Right? I'm not sure we did Euro USD, right? I'm not sure we did Euro USD. Okay, let me start from Euro USD, for example. Let me start from Euro USD. Let me take this out. Let's just use a pair chart. Now, this is Euro USD. Oh, Kingsley, you need to come to class. We don't have enough time to start doing all of that right now. Majorly, it's just a simple thing. Identify support resistance. It's just identifying areas of confluence where there's a range or there's a cluster. That means price ranging at a particular point, finding how to go either above or below. For example, here now, this cluster here, you see all these candles testing this area, it shows there's a resistance. And at the same time, if you find something like this, it shows there's a support, right? Okay, so but we have our support somewhere down right here. Now, I'm trying to tell us about the right perspective to trading the market. First of all, understanding what you are trading. Now, if you do that, it makes the whole thing simple. There are 3 stages to it. First, look at the overall view. That means look at the overall trend. You don't want to trade against the trend. Now, Euro USD, how do I know the trend? I look at price from a higher time frame. For years past, all right? What has price been doing? Has it been going up or has it been going down? So I go to my higher time frame, for example, my W1, weekly time frame. One candle start from the week. So I zoom out, I notice that this guy is doing more of downward movement. Overall, more of downward movement, right? Now, but there are times it pulls up. No matter how much it pulls up, it comes down very fast. No matter how much it pulls up, it comes down very fast. No matter how much it pulls up, it comes down very fast. Now, it has been pulling up, right? So we are expecting what? Coming down very fast, right? Now, my job now is to go to my lower time frame. I can't place my buy or sell here. I can. I go to a lower time frame and look out for an entry point. Now, my focus for this market is a downward trend. I'm looking more for a sell trade. Now, I go to my lower time frame. I'm looking out for my support and resistance, that key level to give me opportunity to sell, right? Now, this on my lower time frame, I have a support level here. I have a strong support level here, but let me mark this. I have a support level here. That means you want to buy from here, okay? Now, and at the same time, I have a, oh, sorry, ships. I've had a resistance level here, and there's another resistance level at this point. This is what we call doing analysis, right? Analysis. Okay, now, what do I mean? It means that at each of these points here, I can actually take trade. Price is bound to react one way or the other. Now, my colleague was talking about eventuality. What price will do eventually? There's a saying I used to have then. I used to say, the market does what ought to be, and at the end of the day, what is. What ought to be is you do your analysis. At the end of the day, how did it play out, right? So now, this is, you don't predict the market 100%. The market is never 100%. You don't too much predict. What you do, you react to what the market is doing. You react. If the market does this is what I'll do. If it does this, then I do like this. You have an action plan. Say, plan your trade and trade your plan. Now, this is Euro USD. I've gone to my higher time frame. I've seen that it's a downward trend. Now, it means that it's preferable for me to do a sell trade, right? For me to sell the market than to buy the market. Now, I want to sell, but I cannot sell. This is where the rule of buyer support, seller and resistance come to play. For example, now, it has been buying from this support, buying from this support. I can assure you that not long from now, it will come to this support. When it comes here, what do you want to do again? You want to buy, right? Guess what? There's a higher chance that price will break this support at some point, clear it, and go down. To clear it and go back down. If you think, now let's do a little bit of back test. Now let's see it. Let's identify key support levels, and you'll see how price over time have been able to break key support levels. Okay, break key support. This is one. Broke it here, retested, broke it again. Let's go over it again. You see that over time it was breaking support. If you identify a support level here, price broke support, retested as resistance, came down, went back to the resistance. Now, on a downtrend, it's easy for price breaking support. So you want to be careful buying at support because price can break it. But on an uptrend, it means that price favors pushing up, isn't it? You want to do more buy. Now, if you are doing more buy, it means at some point there will be a resistance. Then price can easily take out the resistance. So when it's an uptrend, don't sell from resistance or do less of selling from resistance. Instead, supports are preferred for you to buy from. Support will most likely hold down resistance. But in this case for Euro USD, the resistance will most likely hold down support. So when price gets to this high, what we want to do is to sell the market. Now, it's not 100% must that price falls down from this level here. Let me bring it here. If it gets here, as high as this, then fall from this place, right? Now, it's not 100%. That means if eventually whatever happens, dollar remains weak and the likes, and price busts and hit here, this is another good place to sell from, right? If it doesn't sell from here, you should sell from here. Now, given that there's no need, right? Now, the reason why we want to be careful, I can just start dishing out entry points. That's not a problem. But there is CPI today. And CPI does not respect support and resistance. It can clear, if it comes out good for dollar, price falls down. This is Euro US. Euro is the base. And if it comes down bad for dollar, price break resistance and keep going. Break all of them and keep going. All right. So that is going to be the, how will I put it now? Let me use the Nigerian tab. This is in our Gary today. So where will USD get the strength to break that support or even sell from that resistance up there? Okay. Now, it's not, let me put it this way. Let me bring it this. Let me ask you a question before so that you understand me well. Let's look at Naira and the dollar. Overall, which one has more strength? Or which one is most likely to have strength today? If you bring naira and dollar today, which one is most likely going to win the battle? And in a month, let's say out of 20 trading days, that's 4 weeks, 5 days a week, 20 trading days at least in a month. How many times do you think dollar will win naira in a month? Who do you think will win more? Dollar is most likely to win more battle than naira. Abi? Yes, USD. I don't know if anybody disagrees, please, you can just put it on the chat box there. If you feel that naira will beat dollar more times in a month, please just let me know. From the overall trend, we know that dollar will always beat naira, or anytime that naira gains over dollar. The recent one that we see now is because of the government intervention. And even government intervention is going back up. It can't hold for long. That means whatever strength naira gains over the dollar is going to be temporary. When dollar resumes back its strength, that one is going to be for a long time. All right? Good. So in euro and USD, good, thank you, 100%. All right. Now, that means you want to be on the side of the currency that most likely wins. And in euro versus US dollar, dollar mostly wins. When euro is winning, it's just for a while. Dollar will gain back that strength. And when dollar does, it's going to collect it back very fast. Very, very fast. Now, look at it here. I think the last time I did money market review, I predicted this move. Now, look at this move. I traded this move from here. I didn't trade from here. I traded it from this second candle all the way down here. All right. This rejection made me to go out. I used trailing stop. Now, I predicted that if price can come here, I use this point as a reference, this place here. If price can get here, then it's most likely going to do the same thing. Now, guess what? It took 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and on the 4th day, it got as high as that resistance. It took how many hours? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours for price to cover almost that distance of 4 days. That means when dollar gains strength, it collects it back very fast. So the 4 days that euro has been trying to gain over the dollar, it took just a few hours for dollar to get it back, right? Now, this was NFP Friday, last upper Friday. Now, NFP pushed price this high, right? Now, dollar collected all of that back. And since then, it has been ranging. Now, the reason for this range is because of CPI. CPI has caused price to be ranging up and down. Now, what do we do with this particular news? What I want us to do is this. Let me take this out. We'll be very careful today. Today is not the day you just go and give entry points. CPI can scatter anything, all right? So what we'll do is we are going to use pending orders. If price wants to fall back down, we are going to do a sell stop inside the range, sell stop, and we're going to have our take profit somewhere here, not too far, all right? Sell stop. Then, and at the same time, we're going to have a buy stop in case price breaks our resistance level. Then we are going to be in for a buy all the way to this particular level. We want to be careful, guys. We want to be careful, okay? Now, that's for Euro USD. I would have loved us to replicate the same thing. Okay, you're on the sell of Euro USD. What I would advise is you put a stop loss. You put a stop loss. So much so that if the news comes out bad for dollar, it means that price will keep pushing up and your negative increase. So it's better to take you out. All right. Then, but if it favors the dollar, then it brings you back. So stop loss is what I would advise. Put a stop loss just before CPI. Put a stop loss just before CPI. Now, the same pattern you have here for Euro USD is the same pattern you will have for GBP USD and even NZD USD. Let's see quickly. Same thing for GBP USD. After NFP, dollar has just been gradually getting back. All right, testing this support level. So you can as well also, on the condition that price breaks resistance, you know, but if it doesn't break resistance, falls back down, then anywhere from here all the way back to this level here. Come on. All the way back to this level here. Okay. Um, all right. Then let's quickly look at gold. Sorry. Okay, gold. All right. Let's look at gold because we have just little time left. I'll come back to that, Agnes. I'll come back to that. Okay. Now, gold. Let me quickly do something about so I will see it. Gold is one reactive instrument. So on gold, you want to even be much more careful. So gold is a reactive instrument. It reacts to whatever the dollar is doing, and it goes the direct opposite direction. Aha. So on gold now, I want to mark out my critical zones. Let's see. I have my support here. Okay. Then I have a resistance here. I have a resistance here. Okay. Then I have another resistance finally up here. So I want us to have a good understanding of what we are about to do right now. Okay. Now this is the analysis for gold. This is on the 4-hour time frame first before I come back to my 1-hour time frame. Now on gold, price broke this resistance here, retested resistance, became support, support. Now broke the support, retest. Now if this retest holds, that means gold is supposed to be coming back down flat, back to this next support here, right? If this resistance hold is supposed to be coming back to this support here, on a 1-hour time frame, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like on a 1-hour time frame. Okay, so that being said, we are looking out for the possibility of going for a sell trade on gold. So I'm going to have my pending order somewhere around here, my take profit somewhere around here. Now, my hope is that price does this before CPI, because if it doesn't, it can go south. Euro GBP next, please. I'm placing buy limit on 1% fib level. It's on uptrend on higher time frame. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay, quickly. All right. I don't want to lose my line of thought. In fact, I'm not giving any pending orders because gold has been moving very slowly. So the possibility of doing what we want before CPI is very slim. Now, all in all, the analysis is that gold is most likely to pull down before CPI. Gold is most likely going to pull down, before CPI. CPI is 2:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. Now, gold is most likely to pull down before my screen. Okay. So now I'm not expecting gold to go above this resistance level. All right. I'm not expecting to go to resistance level. Now, look at the candles that gold has been having since before the close of market yesterday, before it opened this morning. Now, it had just small candles ranging. Everything is waiting for CPI. Hence, your pending orders might not move to go and trigger before CPI. And if it doesn't trigger before CPI, it becomes a gamble because price can do anything and it can go any direction, all right? So today is not that day where we can just start dishing out entry points. All right. So, but in the analysis, is at resistance and I'm expecting a fall. I'm expecting price to fall. Hence, a sell is good for gold, EUR, GBP, Euro GBP. I'm trying to look for Euro GBP. Okay, so you are placing your sell. Let me look at this guy, the trend. Okay, now this guy has been going flat for a long time now. This guy has been going flat for a long time, at least since 2008. Euro GBP has been doing more flat. So this guy is not a trending market at all. It's not a trending market. That question, who said that? Prince Will. This guy is not a trending market. All right, it's not a trending market. Placing buy limit on 61.8 retracement level, fib level, it's on uptrend. Now, except you want to talk about the intermediate trend, the overall trend is flat, up and down and up and down and up and down. And reason why we would have said, okay, it's gradually doing a downward trend, right? But this guy completely override that, because as it pulls up, it pulled up. If it pulled down the same way or even more, they would have said a downtrend. But once it pulled up, it retained the same level here. It's up and down, retained that same level. So it's an up and down market. It's a ranging market. So your support resistance can suffice. All right, it can suffice. What we can do is trend lines can also help us out a bit in this market. Okay, our trend lines can also help us out a bit in this market to see what we can do. Let me see if I'm correct. Okay. It would have been better if you allow price to still fall more before considering entering for a buy. It should have been better you allow price to get to this level and let it coincide with our support before looking at entering for a buy. That's my advice at principle. That's my advice. Okay. We can't do everything this morning. Now, since there is a fundamental that can override our analysis, that's why we are doing more of, a little bit of training. Where's my US 100? Okay. US 100. US 100 also, I think, is it at a resistance or support? My higher time frame. Okay, it's getting close to resistance, but on my 4 hours time frame, if I zoom out more, okay, you can see that price has like 3 levels. This is the main level, the big zone, right? Ranging here. This is the extreme point, comes back here, break inside the extreme point, but comes back, remains here, break lower. This is the extreme lower point. So this is the midpoint. This is the extreme up level. This is the overbought zone. This is the normal zone, and this is our oversold zone. That's stochastically speaking now. Right? So that means for us to comfortably sell US 100, if price can go as high as this level here, which is anything at 1600. Once price can get to 1600 for US 100, anything around 1600, all right, so it's a sell. Most likely price should crash, most likely, right? And if at the same time, if price can come all the way down to our extreme sell zone, let's say if price comes all the way down to 1400 rather, 14100, 141 is 14195.35, but anything around this level here, anything 14100, 141, then it's a buy. It's a buy, all right? It's going to be a buy. Now, we can be taking our support and resistance here, but you know that if I take resistance here, it's sold. The next time I took our resistance, it piped up, so you can take out your stop loss. If I take our support here, but the next time I put it here, it took my stop loss out. but eventually started buying from this level. Okay, so this is what US 100 is doing for now. It's maintaining these three levels: the normal level, the extreme high, and the extreme low. So I want to sell when it gets to extreme high. I want to buy when it comes to extreme low, and you can be taking your little buy and sell at this level here. So for now, what am I supposed to do, right? There's a possibility that price wants to still push high. Yeah, there's a possibility that price still want to push high, but we are not having any entry point because price is hardly moving because of CPI. So if we have our entry points, price will most likely not get there. But for now, price, technically speaking, without the news, price is expected to keep pulling up. Group resistance retest, and if it holds, it's going to continue up. That's for US 100. We just did Euro GBP, right? Okay, no, was that Euro GBP or Euro JPY? Yes. CPI can affect indices also. Indices also, is more like having this or that, like having a currency or investing in stocks. These are individual businesses. Hence, once the CPI comes out good for dollar and it gives dollar strength, then US 100, US 2000, somehow even D32 should follow suit. US 30, you should all see them crashing down. They go opposite direction of whatever the news tells. Most likely opposite direction, most often than not. Opposite direction. So if it comes out good for dollar, it's bad for indices. And if it comes out good bad for dollar rather, it's good for indices. Indices should pull up. Oil also, I'm expecting a sell. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Sorry. But I think I'm expecting a sell. But let me be sure. Okay. Okay, the sell might not be right now. Now, this is my support level. This is my support level all the way here. Right. This is my support level all the way here. And I have another from the future. Then I have this level also here as a resistance level. So my 1 hour time frame my 1 hour time frame price is looking like trying to break this my support level. But look at the candles that we have here. I noticed that I also have slow movement all the way here. Before then, I've been seeing some good candles, price moving. But right now, every candle looks small. So price is not really giving me some good move. But it's ranging our support. So this is what I'm expecting. Now, I'm not convinced that price has really broken this way because of the way the candles are moving. I expect a good candle that will pull up and come back to the test. Now, but if price has broken this guy, I expect a continuous movement all the way to 84. Right now, on the other hand, price should pipe back down at least, if not here, all the way back. So I'm expecting price piping back down to 80. Now, I'm not convinced that price has really broken this resistance because the candles are not convincing at all. So hence, I don't want to buy. I don't want to sell. This is my advice. If you would listen, my advice is allow price to get to 84 for you to sell, or allow it to crash back to 80 for you to buy. All right. There's nothing convincing about oil right now. Nothing convincing. On a gap down, gap up, are you expecting a gap down, gap up? Gap down, when price, there's accumulation of sales, especially when the market, just before the market closes or when the market closes. Now, we have more of institutional traders. There's some persons that can actually take a position even while the market are closed, but not for retail traders like you and I. These are investors, right? So in cases where such happens, there's an overwhelming sell compared to buy. Then when market opens, you see a gap down. And vice versa, when there's an overwhelming buy, way more than the sell, when market opens, especially, it can happen during the week, but it happens more after the weekend. When market reopens for the new week, you can see a convincing gap up or a gap down. Now, when there's a gap, it's expected that price covers the gap, right? Now, price covers the gap maximum, especially on indices, maximum of 48, 72 hours. That's 3 days, right? For it to cover that gap. But you say wisdom is profitable to direct, isn't it? If I have an instrument, let's say this guy is on a downtrend now, for example, and price gap up, it will be easy for it to cover the gap down because on the downtrend. It can cover it in less than 24 hours because it's on a downtrend. And if it's an uptrend and price gaps down, it's easy for it to cover it back and continue going up because it's an uptrend. But I'm having a downtrend, price gaps down. I'm not too quick to go and buy it. It might not cover it back immediately, right? Because on a downward trend, price just gap in the direction of the trend, which can easily continue in that particular direction. All right. So wisdom is profitable to direct. D30, that should be like the last one that we do before we call it a day. D30, I was thinking that this support will not hold, and price will pipe down, but it's holding now as a resistance. Okay. So stocks generally, indices generally rather, I predicted last week of October that these guys are going to be going up and up and up. And I think to an extent that prediction has been good. Right. All of them. So this was the end of October, predicting that all these guys will be going up for the month of November. Just expect up, up, up. And you can see it broke resistance here, broke resistance here. Now it's looking like breaking this resistance and heading upward to this place. So this is the best I'm expecting it to do, to keep going here. Hence, I'm not looking out for a sell again because price obviously wants to remain above this our resistance level, taking it as a support. But I don't want to buy unless price comes back again to the support. If you have seen this, you probably would have taken that buy. Okay. But now that is almost good, because if you buy now, it might decide to do a retest before it continues. Hence, you can have a pending order for a buy, a continuous buy, and you can take profits. You can have a pending order for a buy, 15452.8, 15452.8, and taking your profits. You can decide to take profit anywhere, but you can take profit at 15504.3, 15504.3. You can buy at 15452.8, buy at 15452.8, take profit at 15504.3. CPI can also affect D30, guys. Trust me. It can also affect D30. Yes, it's for indices. It's for indices. If you check as many indices as you want to check, you find out that those guys have been pulling up. Those guys have been pulling up. Some of them started pulling up at the last week of October, and most of them started pulling up immediately we entered November. Okay, so the same thing goes on here for US 100. Okay, so I think I guess we have to call it a day here. Thank you very much for joining. Now, I know some of you might feel disappointed, but trust me, we are trying to save you from stories that touch. There's a fundamental coming, and trust me, if this guy is not as much as NFP, it can be way more than NFP, except price comes out neutral, which I'm predicting neutral, right? Neutral, mixed news. It might not go up too much, might not come down too much, but you never can tell. So let's allow the fundamental to really play out, then we enter it. Now, for those who don't know how to trade the fundamental pending order, please visit Rally Academy. We are going to teach you pending orders. This is not a class for teaching pending orders, as we won't have time to do other things. And also, if you have any issues, please contact your account managers. CPI is one news that people can make a lot of money setting their pending orders. So I guess you should have your account funded, top up your account. You can make that million today. Trust me, you can make that million today if you have the right orientation. All right. You said uptrend covers 3 days. No, I said a gap. A gap. It takes maximum of 72 hours. That's 3 days for price to cover the gap. Or when there's a fundamental, it takes maximum of 72 hours for price to cover that particular fundamental, right? Yes, except it goes in the direction of the trend, it might not cover. So thank you very much for staying tuned this morning. Looking forward to seeing you by 2 p.m. for the afternoon session. All right. Then also join us here tomorrow again for another morning market review. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to give you those points to take your trade. Thank you very much and God bless you. Okay, where should you put stop loss?